Hey students and parents, this time for social studies, we're going to be talking about the U.S. executive branch of government. So the executive branch of government for the United States, at a glance, enforces the law. It's described in Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, and here's what it says. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America and shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. So what do you have to do to qualify to be the President of the United States? Well, here they are. You have to be a naturally born citizen, born in the United States. And you must have lived in the United States for 14 years and be at least 35 years old. You would serve a 4-year term and be eligible for re-election. And the first President of the United States, George Washington, set the precedent for serving 2 terms. Many years later, the 22nd Amendment made this the law. So the total amount of time the president can serve is 2 terms for a total of 8 years. So what are the powers of the president? Well, they have national security powers and serves as commander-in-chief for all the armed forces. They can authorize the use of troops overseas without declaring war, and they need approval of our Congress to declare war officially. They can make treaties with other nations. They can nominate ambassadors. Those are people that deal and negotiate with different countries. They can receive ambassadors from other countries and recognize them as official. The President of the United States also has legislative powers. They can present information on the State of the Union to Congress. They can recommend legislation for Congress to pass. They can call Congress for special sessions, and they can approve laws passed by Congress, meaning they sign the bill, or they can veto it and reject it. This is a form of checks and balances within the 3 branches of government. Their administrative powers include taking care that the laws are faithfully executed, making appointments with agreements to the Senate, and approving the laws written by Congress. The President also has judicial powers. They can grant reprieves and pardons for federal crimes, and they also appoint federal judges with approval from the Senate. So the presidential roles, they are the chief of state, meaning the head of the government. Other countries have similar positions, kings, queens, emperors, in our case, the President of the United States. They are also the chief executive, the head of the executive branch, all the bureaucracy and all the levels of government underneath it. Other roles include chief manager of the economy, working with Congress to write the federal budget, set tax policy, works to control the money supply and to keep the economy growing. They are also the chief diplomat, the main architect of American foreign policy, and the chief spokesman of the United States to the rest of the world. And again, their role of commander-in-chief, in charge of all the armed forces of the United States, and ultimate responsibility for all the military decisions. Millions of men and women in the armed forces and all the arsenal that they possess are subject to the president's direct and immediate control. The president is also the chief legislator and policymaker. So they are the main architect of domestic policy, initiates, suggests, requests, or even demands Congress to enact legislation, and sets the shape of the congressional agenda. So that's a brief overview of the U.S. executive branch in our government. I'll be posting this video as well as slides and practice pages for you to work on. If you want me to post more information, let me know and I'll do that. If you would like to Zoom with me over this lesson, just click on the link in Schoology.